Like I said, once again, I'm sorry I was hurried when I came in. I should have been here.
It's okay.
Earlier to, be more calm, but I'm good.
Yeah, it's okay. I was like, Saturn is here.
Saturn?
Yeah, by the time.
Oh, yeah.
Aquarius is ruled by that.
I mean,
so I was like, ooh, I feel them.
Yeah, And I asked the universe for that. I asked the universe to be felt. Like I want to be felt. Like I'm a hot reiki.
Yeah.
And I want to be felt. I asked divine source for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I'm greedy with it. I mean, like,
hey, it's you.
Yeah, I'm asking source for this. And, I'll do my job when I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you do sugar.
No.
I'll do my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick. I'll probably get some more. It's a small teapot. It's about stacks. Can't have a whole big old tea kettle out here.
I know. I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
But yeah, thank you for being here. I'm glad you're like.
Yeah. I'm calm now. I can't help but be here. I live here.
Right.
I live on the planet. That's why I tell people and ask me where I'm from.
So,
Earth.
Right. Which deals with the human part, which you were saying, right?
Yeah. If I say I'm from Earth, then we're brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? Somebody says, well, I'm from here, I'm from there. I'm from Earth. Where are you from? Oh, well, then we're pretty much from the same place. We're common,
You say Earth.
Earth. I mean, when I'm talking human, other than that, then it's
the cosmos.
Yeah,
that's always me. I'm like, when people ask me, where are you from? I'm like, space.
Nah, I don't want to mess them up too much.
I
don't, because, having a conversation with me, they'll find out all of that business. But just to make it so that we can be one and united, I say, well, from Earth, I'm from Earth. And they can't say they're not from Earth, so they are from Earth. That's the best way to do it for me.
Yeah, I like that. Right? Like, okay.
You feel my energy? I'm trying to calm it down.
I do. I know.
Yeah.
I'm like moving it.
I know.
It's good though. I mean, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I know it's not evil or anything like that. But it's buzzy.
It's buzzy. It's buzzy.
I'll get it back down.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just was hurried, and so that's what happened. So I don't like being like that, and that's why I don't like being like that.
Right.
I never like to be hurried. I don't like to be in a rush. I don't want to be involved in a career or anything that's to do with my own career. That's a rush. I want to have it timed out, right? Obviously, if I have like a show or something like that, then obviously you have to adhere to a time because you're telling people about this time.
Right.
But my actual self, I want to just be, be. And take care of things as we be taken care of and do what I'm supposed to do, but not be hurried. Just be in a flow and conscious of what I'm doing so that I don't have to rush.
Right. And that's how I feel, and I think too with that, that's why I gave that blog, so it wouldn't be felt, so time wouldn't be felt, right? But there's still a structure to it, because when I was driving on the way and kind of having this back and forth about time, I was like, okay, how is this really going to look with doing this, which I don't consider a business. I just call this like what I do for life, right? But then attaching structure to it, which I can do, but that is most with like time, not felt. Does that make sense?
No, I know exactly what you're saying. Like I dropped the ball today for myself because even though I feel the same way, I seen the block of time, I'm cool with it. I already told myself what I would do, so and the morning was however the morning affected me. And when it did that, it shifted certain things. And then I had to get certain things that I was going to do anyway. And then that's when I was like, oh, now I'm in this time thing like everybody else. And that's why you see me so hurried. Usually it would have been like that. So I didn't realize the morning was going to affect me, how the morning affected me. And then I have to meditate.
Right.
And so it's just everything was just thrown off like that. But yeah, that's the right concept to And the more we deal with people who are trying to do for themselves and not be in that structure, things will flow that way because they'll have an understanding of it.
Right.
They're flowing that way also.
Right.
Like you said, it's not a business, but it's your life.
Yeah.
Like for me, like, you know, I'm an artist and I'm a Reiki, but I'm more than I'm like a Reiki sage.
Yeah.
Because I don't just do the practitioner part, I do all the other parts of it too, and want to give people counsel and just be a help to divine source to get people's vibration high. That's not a job, but that's what I do. Since nothing's free yet at Kroger and all those places, you got to link up some kind of cash to it, and that's when the structure has to come in. Because you say, you know, we have a Reiki session at 5 o'clock, I can't be showing up at 6 and the customer's there at 5, so, or the client, you know. So it's like a balance. But in your own head, you don't handle it like that. So you say, okay, I'll leave the time because this time constraints, but I'm going to be here anyway. And that's how I like to be. And if you hear me speaking, you heard me say before, I said, well, listen, I got to take care of something on Friday. I'm not going to probably be bothered from Wednesday to then because I'm trying to keep myself. I want to keep myself so I can just flow and not be choppy. You know, because as you feel my vibration coming off of this situation, I don't want that felt when I'm doing something else. You know, I like to be prayed up or just very calm and not plugged in or going somewhere where I find out somebody then did something that's ill out there, and then I got to deal with that. Not that I'm soft or anything like that, but it just lets you know, okay, well, this hectic thing,
sensitive to it,
right? So I'm gonna be processing it, and it's gonna process through me, and then when I'm in front of somebody else, they're gonna feel that, and I'm gonna be like, this is really a clear situation. I want to work with them and just be gentle. When they come to me, I want to be the gentle thing in their life, not vibrate on the same vibration that they're trying to get away from. So that's basically it.
That makes sense. Well, you know, at least I'm a transmuter, so an alchemizer. So, it works out when you are a part of soul family, the tribe. It's like you get each other, and it's like it's okay. Yeah, it's all good. You know.
That's why it's very important to meet up with your tribe. It's so funny because I don't mind saying tribe and all that stuff, but I don't know if it's Aquarius in me. But when something becomes like a fad, I don't deal with that. I'm gonna call it something else. You know? And I gotta stop that because that's not that I want.
No, I get it.
Yeah, it's not.
It's me. I get it. I think the only thing with tribe is because it kind of puts you exactly what I'm saying, right to the point of what I'm saying when I say tribe. When I say it personally, when I say tribe, I mean my soul people, my soul beings, right? But it is a lot of these. We're gonna forever be trying to flow away from it because a lot of it is becoming, you know, a lot of the words and spirituality is becoming.
That's my hang up
trendy.
Though, because you want it to be trendy. How about that? You do want it to be trendy. And I had a conversation with several people. Yes, you do.
It feels weird.
It feels weird. All right. Everybody's at different levels.
Right.
So you might be at the level Jerry, and you understand when you mean tribe, and I understand what you mean tribe, but my Aquarius ways and my old Brooklyn ways, like, I want to be the first on the block type of attitude. So I don't want to say it if everybody's saying it, but I got to get out of that because tribe is beautiful, and tribe is the best way to say, better than club. You know, so like tribal, family, I get it. Everybody's being so trendy with it. They're not real. Who cares?
Right.
At least they're playing in that
field.
And then as they do it, and this is what I said to somebody. I said there could be a holy person walking down the street and dressed like a holy person, and he could be completely full of crap. He's about to go to a church and rob everybody with the whole paying the tithes thing, the whole thing, right? He's whatever. But there could be another person walking down the street who sees him and who's going through something, and because of what they feel about somebody who's holy, ease them. Yeah. So just in that, even him making a mockery of it when he gets there, he's eased somebody because he's in the right field. See what I'm saying?
I see it.
So even though people are using this right now as a get rich quick scheme, or this is the new niche they can do, and they're like, I'm on my chakras, and they're saying all that stuff. It's fun. At least they're saying chakras.
Right. I love that.
So that you don't get angry at them about it.
Right.
And if they come by you or myself or anybody who's connected the right way, they may hear the right thing and begin to slip into it the right way and not be so jaded about this situation. So it's never bad. Now, if somebody says, yo, I'm about to pop a cap with somebody, that guy's bad. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'd rather see a phony hotep than somebody about to you know, what 50 say? He's trying to clip up. You know what I'm trying to say? Get the strap. So yeah, I'd rather not deal with that.
Yeah. And you know what? That perspective is beautiful because that's divinity. It's the acceptance of all. It's the all. It's the all.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful perspective. Yeah.
We're supposed to accept it because who are we not to accept it?
Exactly.
And who do we think that we are? You know, I feel very well versed. I study a lot. I'm sincere. There's somebody who studied 10 times more than me who could tell me things. So it's either kick me out of the club or try. You know what I'm trying to say? Because no. So who am I to kick somebody else out? Now, how further I might go with that person in a isolated situation? You know, this guy's kind of full of. I ain't gonna rock with him in my particular thing right now. That's something that's personal. But me to have like a real big opinion about the person in a negative way, nah. All right, at least he's floating around it. You know, or he or she, and that's it. So yeah, and I try to tell that to all my sisters and brothers who are, you know, dedicated the right way. We can't, because think about it. When you go, what did you just do? We're negative. Yeah. And I'm all about not being negative. Like I'm like a psycho with it, you know. I listen to my name is a Prema, so I'm Prema, I'm love, and I'm like, okay, so if you having some kind of ill type of feelings on somebody, now you have the ill, they don't have the ill feeling. Right. You have an ill feeling about this person, so you just rolled your eyes and you just, why put yourself in that? Right. And that's what that person's doing. Yeah. Interesting. You know, you do something dope, and then it'll negate his or whatever, or not negate it, but it'll keep you where you need to be. Don't worry so much about them. Right. Which is freedom. Yeah. I mean, it is. I'd rather walk around happy. It's not, my head is not in the sand. It's like, why not? Yeah. Yeah. So tell me more about and I'm sure, you know, with them watching, right? Your name. Well, Prema? Yeah. Well, as we all know, means I am. Yeah. And Prema is divine love. So, like when I'm writing or when I'm in my head, when I'm not this body, and that's when people that know, you know, human, like I know I'm human, but we're also a mixture. We're a mixture of our spirit that's around us and this human body, which I call our crane and dump truck, and what we use to go get stuff, and we, you know, on this, you know, third dimension. But then I'm Prema, which is just divine love, no body. I'm Prema, so that's what I try to move like. If you read some of my poetry, that's what I'm trying to move like. I'm trying to. If I come through somewhere, I want somebody to have a good time, or the conversation be good. Or I said, "Oh my God, those shoes are so dope," and I'm sincerity though, not like, well, I gotta get 5 compliments in. You know, Jesus ain't gonna love me. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not that at all. Yeah. I love it because I like the feeling of making somebody feel good. You know what I'm trying to say? Yes. I actually, it's really a blessing to me because I feel it because I'm an empath, right? Yes. I remember one time I was not in the best mood or whatever like that, and I was walking to Kroger or something like that in the morning, and this woman, the older woman, said, "I like what you're wearing," and I was like, "Thank you," and I was like, you know, I felt so good. I said, "Wow, she vibrated me like that." You know what I'm trying to say? So me, that's what I want to be. What my name is, and you know, I didn't pick that name just out of a hat. Right. You know, I used it to bless these malas. Yes. And when I was done blessing the malas, you know, and this is a chant that I use or a mantra that I use when I do any type of meditation or meditation groups. I'm probably going to be doing it Friday for a situation I have to take care of. It's Aham Brahma Samya Aham Prema. Now, if you're in here in the morning, you'll hear that 1,000 times. Like I'll just keep saying it, which means I'm connected to everything and I'm divine love. I'm Aham Prema, but anyone can say it because we all have divine love in us. Like Source gave us all that, and we all are part of that. So when you say I'm connected to everything, the reason why I say it so much is when my mind wanders. All right, so if your mind wanders, like you're trying to meditate and your mind wanders, that means you're not part of what you were trying to do, which is get with divine source or just clear your mind. But if you're part of everything, then there's nothing to separate yourself from because you're part of it. You know, that's why I was even having a conversation with myself today, thinking about the Buddha, because the Buddha says, you know, don't be attached to anything. You know, and this comes when people pass away, or you lose a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, or you lose, you know, your favorite shirt. I don't know, anything, and you're like, oh, I'm upset about it. But I quite don't. No disrespect to Buddha, and I follow Buddhism. You know, the Taoist and Reiki. I rather say that I'm connected to everything rather than detached. Because if I'm detached, then I'm separate than something. If I'm detached, then I'm something, but there's something else. But if I say that I'm connected, then I'm part of. Understand? So Buddha says, be detached. So okay, that means that there's all kinds of stuff over there that I'm detached from. But if I'm saying Aham Brahma Sami Aham Prema, I'm connected to all things. Well, I'm not detached. I'm just part of you, or part of it.
Interesting.
So I feel better that way, to be part of everything, because I am part of everything, and I do love everything. And even sometimes when we lose a loved one in any type of way, if I say I'm part of it, well, I'm still part of you. Well, I'm still part of the person who's not here anymore. I'm still part. You're like this, you know. Maybe a person is not in physical form anymore. I'm still part of you, though. You lost your boyfriend. You know, you're not together again. You can say, I'm still part of you. You can't take away what did happen, and since there's no time. That's that. Now, don't let it hurt you when you walk around in a fantasy and
well, I think that's where the detachment comes in.
Well, that's when you have to understand what time it is. I think, but you know, I'm battling with the Buddha. But
yeah,
it's okay.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
I like. Again, if we're all saying this, I'm going to look over here.
That's Aquarius,
right? To see what are we missing.
Exactly.
What are we missing? So when you say that, my perspectives are like right now, and I'm like, interesting, okay. But I think the nothingness of it is everything. How I'm seeing it. So to be detached. For me, to be detached from something is allowing me to be connected to its all. It's not the specific attachment that I'm connected to. So I see it. And I think that's interesting to kind of play with as a perspective.
I'll detach myself from sadness, and I'll detach myself from negativity. I will detach that's a mental note. I'll detach myself from that because it doesn't serve me to be sad or be negative. There's always going to be negative because there has to be negative. But I don't have to be a part of it. That's what I try to tell people. I think I may even said this to you once before, you know, when we spoke outside of this. And I, when people try to justify, especially these new TikTok, God, I love them so I love you to death. You know what I'm saying? But these new TikTok spiritual cats and sisters that I love so much. I do love y'all because I know y'all. They're
an aspect of
this.
Yes.
But to say it's okay to hurt someone's feelings, to say, hey, well, at least I gave them. And if you follow my page or anything that you've heard me say it before, it's not cool to okay. And I hate the fact that there's other people who are listening to them, especially if they have followers or something like that. Then it's like, well, she knows what she's talking about. That's right. There is negative and positive. So you got to deal with that. That's the balance of life. Yeah. There's always going to be something negative because Source Divine is nothing but love and nothing but positivity. If you fall away from Source Divine in any kind of way, that you know is the negativity. But you're not supposed to play inside that. You're supposed to try to be as close to Source as possible. My thing is this: if you have knowledge of the fact that something is wrong, and you go that route anyway, you didn't fail. That's how you fall from Source. That's how you fall from God. You know, if you say God, I say Divine Source. Because you had knowledge of it. There could be another cat who went that way and had no knowledge that was going to hurt somebody or be wrong. He or she is cool because they didn't have knowledge of it. The fact that you have knowledge of it, you playing in negativity. You don't have to do that. Well, they needed to know, and it's better that they know than not. True. But wasn't there a way that you could have told them not to make them feel bad? Because now they got to get back from that themselves, mentally and emotionally. and still take care of it. That's one. Two, if you give them in a bad way, they might not listen to that advice. That's good advice. I ain't listening. It made me feel like crap. Or they said it's so janky. But they mean. I don't know. So, don't say, well, because there's negative and positive, or there's good and bad in this world, it's okay that I said it that way. That's okay in yourself being negative. And that means you got something wrong with you. I said that to somebody who said, yeah, I like to tell people that because it makes them feel bad or something like that. I forgot what the actual situation was. They were being jovial, but they was like, yeah, I like to be the one to live. I said, well, you got to ask yourself what's up with you. Like, what makes you feel good to make somebody feel bad? Ask yourself that.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to say be an ass kisser, sorry for cursing. I'm not trying to say be a people pleaser. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, why go out your way, or why choose door number 2 when door number 1 was smoother for the person? They still get it. Why'd you choose the one that's going to hurt them a little bit? What about you is that? Check yourself. See, there's always time you got to check yourself, because what happens, especially as spiritual type folks and things like that, once you tell yourself that you're that, or you got a following, or people know you as that, that's what you tell yourself all the time. But then you can start to fall off. But if somebody was to ask you, oh no, I'm spiritual, I do this, I'm this and that, you're like, have you realized how you've been acting for the past month? You better check yourself. You are that person, and that's your main goal, and that's what you would write down on a piece of paper. But you've been like being really bad. So check yourself with yourself, and so that you could get back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think I with some of that, I fly around that and kind of I don't want to touch that. Meaning, like, I feel like once, and that I get it, no, and I agree and I accept that, that's true. But there is an aspect where a lot of us have, when I hear the negativity, I hear a label, and I hear this box, and I see this box of all there is to be negative, right? But then what about those that feel like, that don't look at it as negative, but look at it as what is, not with the purpose of being mean, but if it happens, right, there it's like they can transmute it, or they can do you understand what I'm saying?
I think I know what you're saying, but once again, I covered that, because I was like, well, if you don't know that it was being messed up, or if you delivered something and you don't see it as that it was wrong, even if it was,
okay,
then you're excused. It doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt the other person, but to yourself and your God that's inside of you, or source that's inside of you, you didn't purposely do it.
Right.
Now that person, whoever got that bullet, right? They have to deal with whatever they have to deal with. That's just life. You know what I'm trying to say? But if you knew it, that's my problem. If you know that there's a better way, exactly. If you go, well, I'm sorry that if you make the comment, well, I'm sorry I didn't say to how it made you all nice. Oh, so you realize it was pretty effed up.
Right.
Well, why didn't you just take a couple of more seconds to say it nice? Or don't say shit. Sorry for cursing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's my point. If you pinpointed it, then you do know. You're not this person like, I don't know, it just comes through. But you made note of it. You made note that it was a little choppy. You just didn't want to take the time. Well, you got to ask yourself what's going on with you. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So it goes to intention. It's the intention.
Always intention.
Yeah.
It's everything. I used to have so many different arguments with a young lady I knew some years ago, because she thought it was okay to just behead somebody if they made a mistake. I was like, well, what if the person they didn't know? It doesn't matter. I was like, oh my gosh, the queen is not dead. Like, what is going on? So if they made a mistake, you ready to, because well, how do they even know?
But you know what? So there was a place in a time and space where it may not have been intentional, but I can feel the coldness of how I can be. But again, it wasn't the intent. So with if someone does something or the mistake, I'm just giving that kind of, you will feel the block of ice. But that was from a place of, because at that time I was dealing with reciprocity and being overgiving, and when it wasn't, and then it had a lot to do with expectation as well. So it was that. It was that. Yeah, of course, yeah. Once you start to really look at it, it's like, wait, like, okay.
Sorry works.
Huh?
Sorry works. Like, even if you, like, so sometimes I could be, I'll come with the things that I know, and sometimes I'll come too much. Sorry, pause. You know what I'm trying to say? But like, it's the things I'm saying are right, but it's too much repetition. I might be telling somebody who's not ready, who doesn't think that way, and so it seems like I'm almost being negative towards them. I'm like, well, maybe you should just, and then I'll apologize. I'll go, I'm sorry. Like, if I seem like I'm coming at you or blah, 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 I'm sorry. Because it's not that like I'm perfect.
Yeah.
So I might be going through something on something else, and that's why I'm being that way. And I feel it myself and going, you know what I'm saying is right, and that, but you know what? This is like a person here, and I'm shooting them up.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't have some things going on in my life that, I need to, cross some T's and dot some I's on. So let me chill. But once I notice it, I don't keep quiet about it and go, well, let me at it. I go, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry if you felt that way. Or if you felt what I felt that I was doing. And then most of the time they go, yeah, you just kind of like, I apologize because that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's fine too. That really counts.
Yeah.
When you tell somebody, I apologize for what I just did. Or how I have been. Or even if it was 2 days later, because sometimes when you do your meditation, you reflect on things that you've done. You look at it like a movie. For me, like a movie. I was pretty messed up that I did that. It just was, just messed up. Let me reach out to that person. I don't want that person. That's what I deal with a lot. Once again, I'm not a people pleaser. I'm just really into being loving. When I found out that I did something wrong, and I'm going, that's the last picture that person has in me, I don't like it. I feel really hurt inside. Yeah. Because I'm going, wow. I don't want them to think that that's the synopsis of me. So
that's what we need more of. We do.
Well, I'm out here like a nut.
We do. We do. And I think it'll look different from each creator in their own reality, right? But the source is love. But the human aspect of accountability is lacking.
Yeah, well,
it's lacking.
People are told that it's okay. People are told, hey, as long as I'm all right. Or whatever, they'll get over it. Or there's somebody else going through something worse. I hate that when people use that as any kind of anything to protect you. What they do. Well, there's somebody going through something worse, so you'll be all right. Maybe there is somebody going through something worse.
But in this moment.
But in my life, these are the worst moments for me. I'm sorry that I don't live in that particular part of the land where they're living like that, and I'm sorry. But I'm used to kind of like this and like this. So in my life, this is pretty bad. That's what I know is pretty bad, and you just gave that to me. Or I'm dealing with that. And even if the person didn't give it to you, if you're complaining about something like, hey, I wish it was blah, blah, blah. Which is not saying that you should be grateful every day, the 5 Reiki principles, don't worry, don't be angry, and blah, the rest. But you're human, and these bodies are really sensitive, and the things that the powers that be have put on us is pretty hard. That's another thing. The world that we're living in right now that's been put on us by the powers that be, the queen or whatever from 1400s or whatever's going on, it's hard to navigate. I was just having a conversation with this brother in the barbershop, and I was like, we wasn't supposed to pay for the food on the planet.
No, oh my goodness.
I said, you ever seen like a chipmunk, get an EBT card for an acorn? I said, it don't go like that. I said, and their trees are all around where they can go. I said, don't you realize it's crazy that there's apple orchards? And there's, because they scooped it all together and said, I'll sell you an apple. Source Divine put all that stuff around for you to get it whenever you want to get it. So we as human beings are dealing with this lifestyle. That's not screen door. We're dealing with this lifestyle, and some people can't navigate as well. Well, that person's able to do it. That's that person.
Right.
Maybe that person's family is like this, or maybe they dealt with this, or maybe they maybe they're more robots or not robots, but like sheep-like, and can't, no disrespect, can handle to that. And somebody black sheep-like, and like, you know, this does not resonate with me. You know, I know I must seem like an F up inside this world, but you're not an F up in the world that it was supposed to be, where you're just like, I'm supposed to kind of be like divine and cool, and this is a lot of hard right here. You got me doing.